So guys, let's see the full of the correction. First of all, the government's investments in arts, music, and theater is a waste of money. Government should invest these funds in public services instead. To what extent do you agree with this statement? So let's see the introduction of the student. According to some, the state's investment in the arts is just waste of finance. Okay, first of all, let's check. It's just a waste of finances. Okay, this is the first one. Second one, instead, the governments, it should be separated. Okay, government resources should be driven or directed toward public utilities. Okay. However, I firmly believe that no need to put a comma. Authorities funding, authorities, not authorities. Okay. Authorities funding artistic development is a positive trend. There should be a space and funding repeated 3 times in this article, of course. So we should paraphrase it. And second one is a positive trend as it helps to showcase talents within the country. Okay. Investing government's SS, as you can see, okay, money in art, music, and theater provides, or investment of the as well, we can say, provides numerous benefits to societies, cultures, economies. Generally, you can use all of them in the plural version, okay? So, but 9 version. The question of whether governments should invest in arts, music, and theater or prioritize public services like healthcare and education is a contentious one. While public services are undeniably essential for societal welfare, I firmly believe that funding the arts is not a waste of money. In fact, government investment in artistic endeavors bring significant cultural, social, and economic benefits. So let's see first body paragraph. It nurtures creativity and artistic expression. Okay, first one, creativity. When you send me this text, creativity written wrong, okay? And artistic expression as well, creativity and artistic repeated a lot of times. Encouraging innovation and diversity in cultural production. Okay, governments funding help preserve cultural traditions. Culture repeated a lot of time. As well, I would like to use here S. Traditions, language and historical narratives through art, music, and theater. Okay, ensuring that future generations can experience and learn from the past. Okay, you connected here as creating a second sentence. Okay, this and which. But I don't want to use like this. Okay, this instead of this, put comma. Enriching the cultural landscape. Culture, culture, culture. Repeated a lot of times. Landscape and promotes a more vibrant society. The authorities can use cultural exchange programs, international art exhibitions, and performances to project their nation's values and creativity abroad. The last part is unclear. Okay, it has to be written again. So let's see the Bunch 9 version. Firstly, funding the arts fosters creativity and innovation. Art, music, and theater provide platforms for self-expression and inspire individuals to think outside the box. So outside the box, you can use so basic, but as well forgotten by students. Governments that support artistic development help preserve cultural heritage and traditions, ensuring that future generations can learn about and appreciate their history. For example, national museums and theater productions often serve as repositories of a nation's identity, promoting pride and unity among citizens. So, let's see second body paragraph. On the other hand, funds directed toward the arts may reduce the budget availability for healthcare, education, infrastructure, which may have better impact on public welfare. Okay, have a better impact on public welfare. It should be the first one. Another example of potential waste. Another example of the potential waste is funding. A lot of times again, repeated. Funding fields that do not align with is better. Okay, public's taste. The worse, not worse, and not connected. You should give it space. Okay, here. The worst scenario or the worst one or the worst is that you can see all of them. Some projects might include polarized movies or a homogeneity, as you can see, of cinemas, which is a common issue today. In addition, let's see. In addition, not a double space, only one. Limited budgets for research and arts activity. Research and arts activity may be, again, totally unclear. Maybe, maybe a subject. I'm writing all of them capital. Be careful. Actually, these are not capital, they're just to show you the corrections. I'm writing everything capital. The subject of misappropriation by leadership because it's known that there have been many situations, not there were, yeah, from the present, from present simple, how can you come to past? Okay, maybe perfect, but not past. There have been many situations in which, okay, there were many situations that millions of sums, no, in which millions of sums were misappropriated or mismanaged, misallocated, misdivided, misallocated to be better here. Okay, or misbudged, you can say. So let's come to the Band 9 version of it. Moreover, arts funding stimulates economic growth. Cultural tourism is a thriving industry in many countries, attracting visitors to festivals, galleries, and performances. These activities create jobs in hospitality, transportation, and event management while generating significant revenue for local economy. Additionally, international art exhibitions and cultural exchange programs project a nation's values and creativity to the world, enhancing its global reputation. So I would like to add one more paragraph here to show the opposite argument, okay? However, it's crucial to acknowledge the arguments against arts funding. Critics argue that resources directed towards artistic pursuits could be better spent on essential public services such as healthcare and infrastructure. They also point out instances where public money has been wasted on poorly conceived projects that fail to resonate with audience. For example, funding films or performances that lack originality or are culturally irrelevant can result in public dissatisfaction. To mitigate these concerns, government should establish clear guidelines and accountability measures to ensure that funds are used effectively. Okay, it will be better. But unfortunately, I don't want to check this conclusion because it's terrible, totally terrible conclusion. First of all, there is no correct idea. Actually, there is no idea. Totally, uh, it was mocked up. To polite, I would like to say you didn't pay attention on it, and it's a little bit disrespectful for me because let's see. To sum up, is to sum it up. I truly believe that funding in artistic fields. To sum up, to sum it up. I truly believe that funding in artistic fields can lead to greater side, while arts funding may be seen. May sometimes may be seen. What does it mean? May sometimes may be seen. Okay, may already means sometimes, and you have may already in the sentence as luxury. Nevertheless, arts drive creativity and can inspire innovation across other fields. What does it mean? First of all, you wrote a too long article and then your conclusion is only two sentences. Okay, that was not logic. At least you need to write three sentences to such an article. This is the first mistake. Second one, y- your conclusion is totally unclear because I don't understand what you are talking about here. Okay, you need to mention your idea clearly without adding new things. But you are adding a new sentence here that you never mentioned previously. You didn't mention in the article. Okay, so totally forget this conclusion, unfortunately. So let's see the corrected version, or let's see what can I say here as bug 9. In conclusion, while it is important to prioritize public services, as you can see, one idea is mentioned. I believe that another idea, because the question is asking, to what extent do you agree? I believe that investing in the arts is equally valuable 50-50. The cultural, economic, and social benefits of arts funding far outweigh its drawbacks. Now I'm changing step by step the way of thinking and my idea as well. By supporting artistic endeavors, now I'm supporting another idea. Governments can foster creativity, preserve heritage, and contribute to a vibrant and prosperous society, as you can see. From the beginning, I started from 50-50, then come to my idea and support it and feel. So, totally better supporting and reputation. Okay, did you understand? So, let's see corrected version. First of all, let's start with the introduction. It's the second version. While checking your essay, I gave you 1.9 version. This is another version. Okay, lately, many discussions have arisen whether funding for the arts is a proper use or is better focusing on public concerns like healthcare, education, etc. It cannot be said that health and health-related services, which are most of the essential services in the country, are not important. However, my perspective and the way I view the overall picture depicts the idea that the significance of the arts in nations' everlasting investment. Okay, I try to use vocabulary that you wanted to by the paragraph one. First, support for the arts is far-reaching culturally and educationally. Artistic expressions in the form of music, theater, etc. is a representation of a country and allows creativity to flourish. In other countries, with less private sponsorship, many artistic institutions would not survive without government support. Furthermore, access to the arts can substantially enhance citizens' lives by promoting critical thinking, empathy, and emotional intelligence, all necessary for functioning society. Plenty of research shows that theaters perform social commentary to which audiences attend with a reflective eye. So, in this example, I wanted to write four body paragraphs to show you how to create different ideas. Second one, first of all, there is cultural and pedagogical value to investing in arts, music, theater, and all that animates one's art have to keep one's country alive and make one innovative. And most art institutions will not be able to survive without government funding, especially in places where private sponsorship is scarce. And arts exposure can add a great deal to students' lives by training them in critical thinking, empathy, and emotional intelligence, which are foundational to any balanced society. Theater performances, for example, can also be social business. in which audiences examine issues of the day. Third body paragraph. And also, the arts are economic contributors to a nation. Particularly, cultural tourism provides a lot of money to the economy. Even cities like Paris or New York, with thriving art scene, receive millions of tourists each year. Governments, by investing in arts and culture, not only contribute to a country's culture, they also employ people to expand tourism. So the monetary return on investments in the arts can be higher than the initial investment. So last by the paragraph. In contrast, now I'm changing step by step the main idea. In contrast, I concede public goods such as healthcare and education, but neglecting the art in favor of these industries will be a disequilibrium of society. It is incumbent upon governments to create a housing budget in which public services and the arts are adequately funded. If ours is a culture where we only care about survival with medicine and education and not about our culture, it can be doomed to fall. So, last one, conclusion. To sum it up, public services are vital, but it's also not a wasted use of government money. In my opinion, to promote the arts, since both the sectors are vital for society to develop as a whole, they should reflect it in their spending so that the citizens can grow by contributing to both of them. So let's analyze the article, then finish. Overall, I would like to give 6.5. First of all, there are 20 grammar mistakes, more than 20. Vocabulary is okay. Because of the vocabulary, because of this complex vocabulary, I can ignore some grammar mistakes. But I cannot ignore your conclusion, okay? Your conclusion is totally worse, so it has to be written second time. So funding used 5 times, cultural is used 4 times, artistic used 3 times, creativity used 3 times. So try to use synonyms for the above, okay, for these words. So task response, actually 7. Okay, they say presents a balanced discussion without thinking, without reading this conclusion. Acknowledging both sides of the argument. The arguments for government funding of the arts are well developed and supported. The counter arguments, while present, could be strengthened with more specific examples and a deeper exploration of the potential negative consequences. Second one, coherence and cohesion. It can be 6. The essay is generally well organized and easy to follow. However, the flow could be improved in places, and some transitions between paragraphs could be smoother. So the grammar errors noted affect the overall coherence. Lexical resource, mm, around 6.5. The essay demonstrates a good range of vocabulary with some sophisticated word choice. However, more precise and varied vocabulary could enhance the overall impact. Grammatical range and accuracy. Unfortunately, because of your conclusion, because of all these mistakes, it can be 3. But okay, like if I try to ignore all of them, it can be a maximum 5.5. So overall, the essay shows a range of grammatical structures, but there are several errors that affect the clarity and fluency. Improving grammatical accuracy will significantly enhance the overall score. So overall, 6.5, plus minus half, but 6.5.